Hello, I am Sam here with Dom and Luke. Our project was to predict the future attendance and revenues for the Akron Zoo. To get an idea of the Akron Zoo, we would like to give you some history and present information. The Akron Zoo was first opened in 1953 as a 24-acre children's zoo. Ever since then, the zoo has grown rapidly. The admission price in 1953 was 25 cents per person, while today it is $12 for adults and $9 for children. The zoo today is home to over 700 different animals from around the world and is highly recognized by the Association of Zoos and Aquarium. We chose this project because it is close to Dom's home, and I, Sam, want to pursue a career in the business side of a zoo.
As you can see, we were only given the year, total attendance, admission prices, and a rough percentage of each category's attendance. The first thing we did was take the total attendance and divide it by the percentage of each group to find yearly attendance for each of the three categories, which were labeled as adults, children, and group.
The adults contained 35%, children contained 50%, and groups contained 15%. You can see their respective values in this chart.
To find the total amount of adult revenue, we multiplied the attendance of the adults by the adult price. To find the total amount of children revenue, we multiplied the attendance of children by the children's price. To find the total amount of group revenue, we multiplied the attendance of groups by the group price.
After finding total revenue, we utilized the drag and fill tool to find the revenue and attendance for the next 2 years. This gave us for the year 1999 that the attendance being 145,523 and total revenue $360,223.01. And for the year 2000 we found that attendance should be roughly 154,720 and total revenue would be $394,780 and 25 cents.
Here we have the years, attendance, and revenue in a table side by side. As you can see, the price and revenue increase from year to year.
We decided to graph these figures to find the linear regression. In the first graph, you can see the attendance is a positive slope with an equation, and we found r squared. We also showed for the future predictions are continuing in a positive slope.
In our second graph, we used the total amount of revenue. We also used a linear regression line. As you can see, it also has a positive slope. We found the equation and r squared values, which are highlighted. Both graphs show that the zoo should expect an increase in attendance and revenue.
Some factors that affect attendance are economy, competing zoos nearby, zoo events, certain animals in the zoo and the attractions, weather, how educating the zoo is, with examples of tour guides, instructors, and food options.
It is always essential to look at similar companies and organizations that share a similar process to find the most successful way of business possible. A very known and established organization that is a huge piece to one of the biggest multi-million-dollar leagues in the world, Major League Baseball, uses similar procedures to the Akron Zoo to find their numbers as well. The Cleveland Indians have been part of the MLB since 1994. The two-time world champions use forecasting to study their park attendance and figure out how they can get more fans to games and what stops fans from coming to certain games. Using forecasting, the Indians have a much better idea on when to make some tickets cheaper and some tickets more expensive. They start the forecasting process the minute the season schedule is released, and then update it as the time goes on different factors that come into play. When they take on this process, they start off taking historical data into account first, what has worked in the past and what has not. After that is done, they will intertwine factors such as weather, opponent, team performance, night of the week, and time of the year as well. Forecasting is not the first method that the Indians have tried before. The Indians have used up to 3 other procedures to try and find a solution to attendance deficit, but all 3 still did not seem to get fans through the gates. So to forecasting they turned. The Indians have seen drastic improvement in attendance already using their new method. Andrew Miller, the tribe's senior vice president of strategy and business analytics, likes the information they now have and is looking forward to more positive impact.
After extensive work, we were able to collectively gather forecasts regarding attendance and revenue for the years of 1999 and 2000 that provided us with a credible way of predicting these values. Through the course of this project, our group gained statistical insight on how to accurately forecast values in their respective categories. In terms of shortcomings, we didn't come across any significant obstacles, but you can never predict situations exactly as they naturally occur because of unpredictable external forces, so you should always allow for a range of variation.